Welcome to the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation's Jazz from the Cellar, our monthly program featuring live jazz performance from Detroit. This episode is generously supported by Digital Planet, IT consultants for the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation. Hi, I'm Chris Collins, President and Artistic Director of the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, and it's my pleasure to welcome tonight's special guests. Tonight's episode features Dwight Adams and Leslie DeShazor with their ensemble, Sphere. Now, let's get to the music.
what? That's a tricky one. I love that too. That's a tune entitled Batista's Groove, penned by the great Marcus Belgrave. And since we're in the month of February, I thought I would play something in the spirit of Mardi Gras, the Mardi Gras. But yeah, that was fun. And that featured no one in particular. No, just kidding. Actually, my lovely wife, to my right, my lovely wife, Miss Leslie DeShazor, on the 5-string violin, right? As well, to my far right, the great Mr. Rufus Ferguson at the keys, the piano. Yes, and my dear friend, we go way back, Mr. Damon Warmack. On the bass, electric bass, 5-string or 6-string? Oh, you got the 6 strings. All right. You get the special treatment, right? Yeah. And my brother from another mother, Mr. Nathan Wynn, on the drums, on the skins, laying it down. So we're going to move right along. I know y'all want to hear some music. I want to thank you guys for putting up with us. Thank you for tuning in. It's always great to be here. I'm back here at the Cellar once again. Well, enough of me talking. We're going to do some playing. Let's play this tune. We're going to play a tune written by one of my mentors, a native son, the great saxophonist Phil Leslie. This tune is entitled Jazzy. That's spelled Jasi, by the way. That hearty round of applause. I can hear you out there. I can hear you. Once again, that was put your hands together for the composer, the great saxophonist Phil Leslie. He's no longer with us, but he's with us in spirit. For this next feat, we're going to feature the composition of my wife. She has a new album out entitled Journey with Me. Actually, I'm going to let her talk about it. You want to talk about it? Yeah, I'm letting her do the talking. You know they love doing the talking. No, I'm sorry.
All right. So this next tune is one of the tunes from my album Journey with Me. This one is called Acceptance. The title is kind of self-explanatory, but just to give you a little bit of history, it's sort of about the two ways of accepting life. One is just accepting the circumstances that sometimes happen to us or we choose, and then also accepting ourselves exactly for what we are and who we are. So I'm going to start a little bit with a bit of solo playing out front, and then you'll hear this tune.
Oh man, I'll say we're into the middle of a beautiful set, but I want to take a little break so we have a chance to get to know these cats, talk about the new record, talk about what's coming up and what's happening. So we're going to move over to the Big Red Couch and do our interview on the Big Red Couch just for you. We hope you enjoy it. Give us a second, and we'll see you at the Big Red Couch. So here we are on the Big Red Couch for our weekly interview, or our monthly interview, I should say, here at Jazz from the Cellar. Cats, beautiful music, new music, fresh, got a freshness to it. And the Phil Leslie piece, man.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was brought back some real good thoughts in my mind.
Yeah, he's
Special cat.
one of my favorites, man. I used to go to his house every day, right? And just try to grasp all the information that he had to impart to me. You know, the wisdom, if you will. Taught me how to cook beans and rice and all that stuff.
Oh man, oh that's the way to go. That's a little nice thank you, man. Yeah. And you're bringing it, as you always do, this Detroit thing, because I know you're heavily invested in Detroit. You've been your whole life, and everything you do is seasoned with that sound, with that feeling. It's a beautiful thing. Now you're bringing it now, really, with a new band. Forgive me if you've done this before. I've never seen you and Leslie together in a quintet.
Yeah, it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
But we want to make it happen.
Yeah, for real.
We want to make it happen more often. You know, people seem to like it. You know,
Yeah.
they don't see it often.
Yeah.
And I like the blend. You know, the synergy.
Yeah.
And she plays viola mostly, right? And she just now graduated to the 5-string. I mean, well, you can talk about it more than me, but it seems like, you know, it's like a good blend of the two.
Yeah, it's sort of a hybrid between the violin and the viola range.
Mm-hmm.
The viola's interesting though with trumpet because it offers a much more mellow.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of has a tenory kind of sound.
A little more muted, a little more covered sound.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I love that blend, but also the electric gives a different kind of energy. But I like the 5-string because I get the range of violin and viola, so I can play lower things if I want to be more like harmonically at the bottom.
Sure.
And then obviously.
Yeah, because some of your music, you're playing actually the accompanying voice. It's really the lead is in the trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is dangerous, but you can pull it off.
I'm not a navigating this territory. I've been here before.
And it's interesting to me because, you know, of course, violin has a great tradition in jazz, but as a woodwind player, I know that, you know, if you're not mic'd or amplified, when I think of like clarinet or flute stuff, I mean, I got to the point where I almost got tired of playing those instruments in a jazz band. I didn't care who it was, because a lot of the mellower kind of, you know, jazz vocabulary, jazz texture can get lost on this, and certainly a string instrument. Mm-hmm. That's it. So the electric violin does bring you that ability then to blend in a different way. And as we not everyone saw, but I saw this case of wonderful pedals and electronics.
I also learned to, after enough, you know, trial and error, to bring my own sound stuff. Christian Howes gave me that advice. Who's another
great
violinist. Amazing violinist. But also, when I play viola, if you look at my album cover, for example, or some of the things, you'll see a black viola. I actually use a carbon fiber viola when I have a pickup on it, or if I plug in, because it's not wood, the threshold isn't met so quickly. It doesn't distort or get washed out as fast. So lots of bad experiences on the bandstand. Got me to this place.
Well, it takes men to get used to all that, because now you're dealing with, you know, you're a classical player originally, and you know, so much of the fine tuning and balance and blend of instruments is very much about sound waves in the air. It's acoustic, and then you go to electronic instrument. Same with electric bass, you know, and all of a sudden you're coming out of this, everything is coming out of the speaker, and the idea of blend, the concept of intonation, the concept of just meshing and matching with it, becomes a completely different paradigm, doesn't it?
There's no feedback on the body.
Yeah.
So when we play acoustic instruments, we literally are feeling the vibrations. And I don't know exactly what comes to the ears first, but the first time I played with the electric, it felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. Like I heard things coming out, but I can't feel them as they come out. So that is a real different territory to navigate. Sometimes, still, it's a little difficult for me to get used to, especially with more strings, and Damon can attest to that. He's got 6 now, but he's a master at it. I'm still trying to figure it out, but just you realize how much. It's kind of like when we had to start wearing masks when we did things.
Right.
You don't realize how much you rely on your peripheral vision until it's not there anymore. Yeah. So with the instrument having that body and that wood and that vibration against you, it feels so organic, and then you put a a solid body instrument with no vibration. You lost.
Yeah, right. And I know a lot of patrons don't even consider this, but it's a real change of. But again, it's the only way, especially if you're going to play festivals or larger clubs.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
Right.
And it's much better than relying on what mic they're going to have for you and what the positioning is going to be, and then how much bleed you're going to get. The pickup
Right.
thing, the electric thing is a much better way to go. You mentioned your new album
Yes.
called
Journey with Me.
Journey with Me.
Yes.
Seems apropos.
Yeah.
Your first.
First.
The first.
Yeah.
Super exciting. It's out already.
It's out. Yeah.
Where can one find such an album?
One can stream it. Our not so favorite option. But you can also buy it on Bandcamp, download it, and I've actually sold quite a bit of physical CDs.
Yeah.
So if you go to my website, you can actually order it from there. But yeah,
You'll autograph it, right?
and they'll autograph it.
That's for $5.
That's just
Dwight
the
automatically has a nothing for free. I'll tell you though, in the music industry, and this I remind all our patrons with us, the sale of hard copies, whether they're CDs or now LPs, coming back in a big way.
Yeah, right.
That is still a significant income for artists and record companies, because you go to a venue, you go to a festival, and a lot of the income for everybody comes from selling those hard CDs. So if you like CDs, if you like LPs, man. Go to the artist concert and then get one there.
That's right.
Because it goes directly to the artist, and they can sign it. You have captured a moment in time. It's an important part of our income. It's wonderful.
We appreciate it.
And you've got hopefully some tour coming up with the new record, a little bit here and there.
A little bit.
Putting it together.
A few dates. I'm working on it.
We did the show at Cliff Bell's
All right.
in December.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Dirty Dogs coming
Yeah.
out.
Dirty Dog, good.
Yeah. So it's the album is one thing. The promotion's
Whole
another
other
thing.
animal.
So I'm learning the ropes on that.
Good.
It's a
Good.
not slow, but a lot of things I didn't really
Yeah.
know before doing this. I just know how to play.
Well,
Yes.
and that's it. When you get into music, like creative music, jazz music, art music, where a lot of it falls back to the artist.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be visually designing bits and pieces, and you have to know what to send out, where you're going to play, and when to send it out. The e-blast, the Facebooks, the blah 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 blah, and it's all kind of each one is a different art. It's certainly a different craft, but it's great you're investing in it, because that's really going to get you out there. You deserve to be out there.
Thank
the
you.
music is lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're such a killing player. Like you did that wonderful introduction to One Piece. And for us just to enjoy you as a violin player for a minute was a real welcome moment in the set. But in everything I listen to, it just takes everything to a very specific place that tells us a lot about you as an artist. And that's a real enjoyable thing for someone listening.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wish you luck. We have a little bit of time left, and I don't want to waste the time.
Yeah.
So check out Leslie's new record and all of Dwight's old one. And all of the cats, man. Guys, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for
I
having
appreciate
us.
it. Next time, try not to talk so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
But we have time for one more tune. You got one more in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good enough. Well, once again, we want to thank WDT 101.9 FM for simulcasting Jazz from the Cellar, and Digital Planet, the IT consultants to the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, and of course, the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, who, thanks to their sponsors and the wonderful donors, helps us to do this every third Friday of the month, which isn't bad, Jazz from the Cellar, and then every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, our after-hours jam set. A lot of fun, casual thing. Dwight's been on there. We got to get Leslie. We have to get all you cats on there.
Yeah,
We'll have some fun making music. So in the meantime, let's sit back, relax while we get back on the stage and hear a final tune.
Yeah, we got time for one more. And since we're on a good note, we might as well keep it going with this flow. We're going to play this tune from my wife's new album entitled Journey with Me. Hope you dig it.
Oh, that was Journey with me. Thank you so much for listening. And do you want to introduce the band again?
Oh, why don't you do it? You can do the honors.
Oh, okay. Well, on keys we have the wonderful Mr. Rufus. I don't know
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
It's a band
And
plan right there.
on bass and vocals. I always introduce vocals. Mr. Damon Warmack.
He's on the record, right?
He's on the record, yes. And of course, the only drummer in Detroit. I'm just joking. He's everywhere. Mr. Nate Wynn, who is also on my record and puts up with my nonsense. And my wonderful husband, Mr. Dwight Adams, on trumpet. And me, Leslie DeShazor, on the electric 5-string violin. Thank you.
What's the fifth string?
C.
C, an
Sounds
extra
like a
C.
viola and violin hybrid.
So it's a Spanish violin C. That's okay. We go for a joke wherever it is, Leslie, around here. We want to thank you very much. It's a beautiful set, Cats. Very musical and artistic, and wow, it's something that I hope I get a chance to hear soon again. When is the record coming out?
It's out.
It's out. Well, then it's time.
Streaming on all platforms.
I'll watch my mail. No, I'm kidding. Well, listen, we want to thank all of you for joining us here at Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation's Jazz from the Cellar every third Friday of the month at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, broadcast around the world and simulcast by our friends at WDET 101.9 FM. Very special thanks to Digital Planet, the IT consultants for the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, and all their support for not only Jazz from the Cellar, but Jazz After Hours Jam Set, which you can hear every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we're not doing Jazz from the Cellar. So every Friday, tune in. You can't miss it on the Detroit Jazz Festival YouTube channel and Facebook Live and Twitter and, as I mentioned, WDET. In the meantime, thank you, all of you cats. Thank you. And thanks for joining us to hear this wonderful, wonderful music. There's nothing better to do on a Friday night. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy, stay jazzy. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Ciao. Hi, I'm Chris Collins, President and Artistic Director for the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation. We're looking forward to our exciting year-round programming that supports new and legacy artists, jazz education in our schools, and the proliferation of jazz in our communities and around the world. Your donations will support initiatives, including the new Jazz Infusion education program in the Detroit Public Schools and Community District, the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation's All-Star International Exchange Programs, which occurs in Japan, Panama, Europe, and our latest Havana Detroit Jazz Project, part of our Latino Jazz Outreach Program in cooperation with the Havana Jazz Festival. You also will support the J.C. Hurd Jazz Week at Wayne, the Youth Jazz Vocal Competition, the Collegiate Combo Competition, our Artist in Residence program, jam sessions and local jazz club programs, the 2021 preview event, events at the future Gretchen Valet Jazz Center, our Jazz from the Cellar series, and of course, our signature event, the largest free jazz festival in the world. You can access information on all of these events and live stream content of many on our app, Detroit Jazz Fest Live. You can get it at the App Store or on Google Play or at our website, DetroitJazzFest.org. Please help keep our mission of free jazz alive by giving to the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation. It's easy to do. Just go to our website, DetroitJazzFest.org, and click the Donate button. Your contribution will go a long way to support our plethora of year-round activities. Together, we can keep jazz free and alive in our community and across the globe for generations to come. On behalf of all the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation team and all of the artists who make the music happen, thank you. And please be safe, healthy, and filled with joy.